What's going on, guys? So, in the span of 48 hours, Marvel Studios gave us not only the excellent Deadpool and Wolverine, but also announced that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back to the MCU, not as Iron Man, but as Doctor Doom. What do I think about this? For me, it's a bit mixed. On the one hand, we're getting the Russo brothers, who have had pretty much a perfect track record across the board with Marvel Studios, coming back to direct both Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. So that's definitely a positive on my part. And I also don't think they would come back if this was meant to be some sort of just cash grab or last resort to win back fans. Also, if this is a Doctor Doom variant rather than the Doctor Doom, there's a lot of interesting story potential you could do here. Maybe, since we know the Fantastic Four First Steps film that comes out next July is going to take place in an alternate timeline, maybe, just maybe, this could be the Doctor Doom from that universe. And if that's meant to be the variant of Tony Stark from that timeline who ends up going down a darker path and becoming Doctor Doom, I'm sold. Also, I feel like Doctor Doom, if he is being played by Robert Downey Jr. and he is meant to be a variant of Tony Stark, if he does come into the mainline MCU, that could be really interesting because you would have characters like Spider Man from the main 616 universe essentially fighting somebody that looks just like his mentor. In that regard, that could lead to some complex and interesting storylines. What doesn't really sell me on this is the fact that RDJ tends to be playing more or less the same character in a lot of movies that he's in. Even in Oppenheimer, a movie that I thought he did a fantastic job in and definitely deserved the award and the praise that he got for that, I couldn't help but feel like he was just playing a more evil version of Tony Stark. So this will definitely be the film that really tests his range as an actor. Can he be just as menacing as he is charismatic? And not only that, but I also can't help but wonder if a lot of fans, and I'm speaking to myself as well, are going to find it distracting to have arguably the backbone of the Marvel Cinematic Universe playing essentially the complete 180 from a role that we've known him to be for a decade plus now. Another concern that I have is that if Robert Downey Jr. is playing an Iron Man variant of Doctor Doom, does this mean that there's potential we may never see the real Doctor Doom down the road? I understand that the Russo brothers during the Hall H presentation referred to him as Victor Von Doom, but that could also be a cover-up or ploy by Marvel Studios. I mean, let's be real, they've lied to us many and many times. I really just feel like after waiting decades for Doctor Doom to get the adaptation he deserves on the big screen, that I would rather see Victor Von Doom than a Tony Stark variant of Doom. And last but certainly not least, could this be a cash grab? Again, like I said earlier, I don't think so. And I don't think the Russo brothers, even though like all of us, they need a paycheck, I don't believe they would come back to Marvel Studios and risk ruining everything that their movies essentially built on just for money. I don't think so. But I can't help but wonder, is there a possibility that this is a last ditch effort by Marvel Studios to bring fans back and say, here, we got Robert Downey Jr. and he's playing the villain that you've all been waiting for? I mean, let's be real. They need the win. The multiverse saga has gotten people really disinterested. That and the whole Jonathan Majors controversy, because remember, Jonathan Majors was supposed to play Kang in the Kang Dynasty. Kang Dynasty is now Doomsday. I really am hoping that they have this planned out like Marvel Studios usually has, but there is a bit of worry that I have. However, I am cautiously optimistic when it comes to the Avenger films, and definitely when it comes to the Russo brothers. They tend to do really well and really cook for the fans, so let's hope they come in with the clutch. That's all, guys.